So welcome to the Super Cub workshop again. Today I want to talk to you about tyres, specifically for the Super Cub. So the back one's nearly worn out. I've done 5,000 miles, just under. So I've bought myself a set of Michelins. These are my favourites. Michelin City Extra. Bloody good tyres. Nice tread pattern. Works really well in the wet. You could go off-road with them. They're puncture resistant and they wear really well and they grip. They do everything you want. What more do you want out of a tyre? So let's get it in the workshop and get to fitting the bloody things. Not looking forward to that. So this tyre has got 1.5 mil of tread left. So when it gets down to 1, that's the legal limit for motorcycles. Really, when they're 2 or less, I like to replace them because they're very prone to punctures. These original tyres are quite soft compound and they do puncture fairly easily. So to remove the rear wheel on the Cub, we're going to need a 19mm spanner, a 14mm spanner, a 12mm spanner, a 10mm spanner and a 5mm Allen key, because the chain guard needs to come off. So we'll do that first. Get yourself one of these if you're going to work on your bike much, because it speeds things up no end. It really does. Bollocks. Didn't want to do that. So that's off easy now, isn't it? Chain slack isn't too bad. So we need to slacken the adjusters off. That requires a 12 and a 10. Because when the wheel's been out and back in again, you've got to adjust the chain again. Around the other side. Slacken the chain adjuster this side. So the rear brake operating rod needs to come off. That's a 14mm and that comes off. So behind the exhaust you'll see the brake torque arm. So that's held on. Going to need some long nose pliers for that. So that torque arm is held on with a split pin to stop the nut coming undone. So you need to extract that split pin. Awkward little devil because you can't see it. So the MZ back wheel would have been out by now. They don't make these simple to get on and off anymore. This would be okay if the exhaust wasn't in the way, so you could see what you're doing. Right, I've got the split pin out, but I've had to destroy it to get it out. Crikey, that's tight as well. They've got trained chimps in Thailand to do them up, I expect. So I might replace that nut with a nylock. Bend that torque arm out of the way. So we're now ready to undo the spindle. So you can see the spindle nut in there. You can just about get a spanner in there. You won't get a socket in there, only a spanner. So you will probably have to hold the other side with a 14mm. Right, so that's the nut off. We can now extract the spindle. Right, so our wheel's off. It's a good idea to pull the sprocket off and just check your cush drive rubbers in there. Make sure they're all right, because they will break up and they wear and get slack, you know. So we'll get that off out of the way anyway. So to make my life easier, I've got one of these tyre machines. And it does make life easier as well. So it doesn't matter which side you work from. Stick the wheel over that spindle. Try and protect those nice spokes. Right, so the first thing to do is extract the valve, or the valve core. So you want one of these little extractor tools for that, really. You could use a matchstick and just poke it in and let the tyre down, but this is a lot quicker. So let the air out. So as these are tubeless tyres, they are really tight on that bead. So no amount of force with a tyre lever will break that bead. So this is where you need this machine. So you stick that in there, push down, and it breaks the bead. Once you've got it started, it usually goes quite easily. Like so. Just getting that first bit. Now I need to turn it over and do the same the other side. So these aren't expensive, these tyre changing machine things. These, you get them on eBay, 30 odd quid, something like that. If you're doing a lot of tyres, it's well worth it. I change all my own tyres. Because if you took this to a garage with your wheels, it would be at least 20 quid a wheel. And you've still got to take them out yourself. So I'm saving at least 40 quid. At least. You know, 40 quid's nearly the price of one of the tyres. Alright, break that bead. So the bead's broken on both sides. Right, for the next stage you need some soapy water, and I mean soapy, sort of 50-50 washing up liquid and water, and a couple of rim protectors. So we'll slide those on the rim. Get plenty of soapy water in there. Like so. Tyre levers, you'll probably just need 2. Shouldn't need 3, not for this little thing anyway. Should come off alright. I seem to remember these being pretty easy to get off. So put 2 in, spaced apart like so. Get that one over. Do one, and the other. So you'll probably find it'll come off quite easy now. Yeah, like so. There you go. So they're not performing very well, those rim protectors, they're a bit damaged. Okay, so that should come off easy now. That's one side off. Turn it over and repeat on the other side. So to get the other side off is a little bit different. You're going to use gravity to help you get it off. So just push it away from the bead and get your boot on it. And that's the tyre off. Alright, so we're ready to put our new tyre on. So you have to observe direction of rotation. So it'll say on there, rear goes that way. So the bike is on the bench, the bike is going to go that way. So that goes like that, because that's the brake drum. That's the right hand side. Just think about this and double check, make sure you don't get it wrong, because the last thing you want to do is get the bike back together and discover you've put the rotation arrow around the wrong way. So let's hope this goes on as easy as the old one came off. I bet it won't. Plenty of soapy water. So we'll get the first bead on. Like so. Wow, I got it on my hands. That was a bonus. So we just got to do the same with this side now. So you do find that, you know, with some tubeless tyres, don't be afraid to tackle tubeless tyres, because they're not that difficult. And you've got no tubes to worry about. You're not going to pinch anything. So we just got to get that started. Just requires brute strength, really. Make sure that tyre is in the bead, in the well of the rim, this side, and that'll make that side a lot easier. Keep checking the tyre on the opposite side. Make sure it's in the well. And that's it. That's our tyre on. Easy when you know how. We'll get our valve core back in. So while it's still nice and slippery with that soapy water, this should pop out onto the bead, no problem. There we go. When you hear those pops, you know it's gone. So our tyre's on, pumped up, no problems at all. Just give that a quick clean, get the soapy water, makes a good job of cleaning the wheels. So there we have it. That's how to change a cub tyre. I won't show you the front one because that's just going to be a repeat of the back one. And the front is a bit easier to get in and out. So the rear is quite awkward, isn't it? So I'll get that back together. I won't bother filming it. I just wanted to show you about the tyres, really. No problem in fitting tubeless tyres on the cub. Something I should have mentioned was some tyres have a little spot, a paint spot. These haven't got a spot anywhere. So that spot would normally denote the heaviest point. No, sorry, the lightest point. That would be the lightest point of the tyre. So what you do, where that spot is, line it up with your valve core, because that will be the heaviest point of the wheel. So if you put the lightest point there, the balance will be about right. So I could balance this, but I've always found Michelin tyres are so well made and so well balanced, which is probably why it hasn't got a spot. Especially a back wheel as well, you don't need to worry about it too much. If you're using good quality tyres, stick it on and ride it. But the front one I will balance. It's just a case of putting this on a paddock stand and just spin it and see where the heaviest point is and add weights as necessary. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Going to go in for a cup of tea now. A well-earned cup of tea.